Hello, Altania Infinity here, and I have discovered an issue with rendering, apparently. That's better. As you can see, we have here a Skelly spawner, and I intend to do something with it. Now here on the CraftTheory server, we already have a Skelly spawner farm, meant to collect bones and arrows. However, I wanted this to be more of a PvP kind of spawn. I hope to find a zombie spawner to do something similar, but a skeleton spawner could work just as well. So, with the pending 1.9 release whenever the snapshots are finished, there's going to be some changes to the way fighting is done, and I thought it would be a good idea to be able to set up some sort of a practice thing. So, I intend to build this in such a way that you can spawn skeletons and fight them, but in a controlled environment, like one at a time, for example. So the first thing I need to do is get this spawning area set up. I'll be with you shortly whenever I've done that, but let me explain what we're going to do after that. Once the skeletons spawn, they're going to be funneled into a certain location, where they're going to rise up, and only one at a time is going to be allowed to come out and fight you, and you're going to be able to control when that is. It'll be just the shortest opening of a door or trapdoor or something of that nature. Now, in order to prevent the spawns from getting too aggressive, we're going to hollow out a much deeper area, and whenever the skeletons spawn, they're going to hit some tripwire, which is going to turn on the lights. Whenever you are ready for another skeleton or whatnot, you're going to press a button, and it's going to turn off the lights until another skeleton spawns and trips the tripwire, thus turning off the spawner once again. This is going to control the amount of skeletons that spawn, and hopefully should make things like a pretty controlled fighting environment. So yeah, let me go ahead and get this hollowed out some more and deep enough for me to do that, and I'll be back. Okay, so here we are. We're not quite finished with this yet, but this is the Skelly spawner, and this is some tripwire, and I don't have any of the redstone hooked up, but I do have this completed. So first of all, this is just your regular water stream that's going to carry them up, and this is a door right here. So normally the door is closed, and the mobs get pushed into this corner due to the water stream being back there. If the door is open, however, they get pushed through. This is the chamber in which you'll fight them. There will be some obstacles for the skeleton fight. And this is the nether portal. I'm going to be putting a bed there and cleaning out the chest, but right now, this chest holds my supplies. So once you come up here, you'll do some fighting with the skeleton, and you'll just use that for PvP practice. Now, there's going to be a button up there which is going to allow mobs to spawn. That's going to be by turning off these lights, and I hope that this is close enough that whenever the lights are on, they stop the mob from spawning, but we'll see about that. Anyway, you tell the mobs to spawn by turning off the lights, and they spawn, and as soon as at least one of them does, they hit that tripwire as they come down. And that turns the lights back on until you press the button. So that way you don't have too many skellies waiting up here. Now all I have to do is hook up a button up on the top and hook up some redstone over here and make this place look a little bit pretty, and add an access hatch from the waiting area up there. And so I'll go ahead and do that and be back. Alright, I'm here ready to test things out, which means now I gotta kill these torchlights. And the best way for me to do that, I think, is to go ahead and grab this. And can I reach that? Okay, that's 1, it's 2, it's 3, and that's 4. Okay, good. Now, let's remove this. This. Ah! You came in too soon. Which also means the light placing does not work. But I just want to make sure the rest of this does work. Okay, so ordinarily, a skeleton comes up gets pushed through here, walks around a bit, we can fight it. But if I have this off, then the next skeleton that comes up, which... that should have the lights off, so the spawn rate should at least increase. Okay, a skeleton just spawned there. So the skeleton should eventually be coming up here. Yep, there the skeleton is, and it's just hanging there. Okay, so that's not enough time. Let's come on back here. Let's replace this with this. Let's put you on 2 ticks, maybe? Let's see if that's enough. Okay, that's good there. That's not enough there. Okay, so let's try going for something longer. Let's go 4 ticks. You're stuck. Okay, you're stuck. Huh. Well, we're gonna have to have some way to take care of that. But let me show off the wiring downstairs first. So a little access hatch down here. Here we got... this comes down. This is what triggers this. This right here is just another piston's behind that, and whenever you press the button, it sends a pulse down here, which pushes this redstone block back here. Right now, this redstone block is sending power to some wire that's running underneath here, and up to these lamps. And these are where the tripwire is. So whenever it gets triggered, it pushes the redstone block back here, which is what powers the lamps. Anyway, there's another signal running underneath here that comes up over here, and the same over there. I didn't put this here, okay. That way it's even. So that's what this is, just a little bit of redstone wiring. So, I got a couple things to figure out then, it looks like. One of them is... how? Okay, you weren't stuck there. So maybe it works most of the time? But I definitely got to figure out the lighting scenario, because that's a problem. I don't really want any spawns to continue where there does not have to be any spawns. Ooh. So I'll go ahead and mess with that next. Alright, so hopefully this takes care of the lighting problem. So hopefully with this we should not have any mobs spawning that we do not want to spawn. So let's just take this screen out of the way, so we can much more easily reach these. Go ahead and put this screen back. Hey, missed one, okay. So there's that. Oh, okay, let's see. So we got all that hooked up. Now let's take these out. Put the water down. You know, having Depth Trader when working on farms like this, really a good thing. Okay, so theoretically, whenever we push this button, the lights below turn off. Okay. And then we get a skeleton coming up. Indeed. And we may have got 2 skeletons spawning. That may be all that was. But let's take a look down here. And it's still dark. Why is it still dark? Lights didn't turn on. Why didn't lights turn on? Supposed to turn on. Is something wrong with this? No. The screen works. So why didn't lights turn on whenever the skeleton spawned? Let's hurry up back down there again. I want to see it in action. Okay. So I hit you and you hit this. But why? Because I would think that you would spawn right where the screen is and you would trigger the tripwire, right? Is that not what's happening? Hold on. Can I get to this in time? Okay, so I know it's really dark and I apologize for that. Well, there you go. You worked then. So do you not work all the time then or something? Okay, so hopefully we can make it back down again. In time. I want to see it in action, see if there's a spawn that happens that does not trigger the stream. And thus the tripwire. Like has apparently happened a couple of times so far. So this is happening. You work exactly like you're supposed to. Let's try again. Well, I don't see any reason why it should not be working. But apparently it was failing. I'm going to try this a few more times off camera. I'll get back to you. Okay. So there's an instance. But I didn't see the spawn happen. You know what? I think I know what it is, actually, now that I think about it. So let me wait for another spawn. I said let me wait for another spawn to shed some light on this matter. Thank you. Perfect timing. So, here's what I figure is going on. There's a piston that's pushing a redstone block, which is turning off the lights. But that piston has a certain amount of delay. Now, that piston's still extended by the time a skeleton spawns. So if a skeleton spawns too quickly, that doesn't work. I wonder... Yeah, so I may actually be able to make some pistons, additional pistons, and just get one tick pulse going on here. So let me go ahead and craft that up. I have enough wood. I have cobble on me. All I need is a metal. And by a metal I mean an iron. So put that across there. Put that down there. Put that there, I think. Yep. Okay, and I have some gravel. Good, good, good. All I need now is another repeater. And I should be set to go with my one tick pulse. So since this is the off branch, let me go ahead and put it down here. You're gonna have to go right there, aren't you? Okay. Well, you're right there. You're right there. And you're going to be right there. And just to make it all pretty, I'm going to put you there. I'm going to put you there. And hopefully I don't need to get down there all too often. Okay, so that acts like I pressed the button. Yes, that's fine. Okay, so that acts like I pressed the button. And then I got some skeletons to deal with. My armor's still fine. Okay, so the lights are on. And if I press this button, I just heard some skeletons spawn right there, which is perfect. And yes! Okay, so that's fixed. So now, the only skeletons that should be spawning are the ones that spawn after I press that button, and no others. So I'm going to go ahead and close this door. Press this button. Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay. So we got a spawn. We turned on the lights to turn off the spawner. And then he climbs up here. Awesome. We can deal with him there. And you're still on the other side. I got a power 1, unbreaking 1, a power 2, an unbreaking 2. Okay. It's nice bows, I suppose. So, now that that's done, the next thing to do is to decorate this place, because this place is going to need some amount of creativity. Since this is supposed to be a ranged match, I just want to put up a couple of barriers here for you to play around with. I'm thinking 3. Like, I'm going to leave, maybe have something here, and something here, maybe offset it a little bit. This lever, by the way, is just in case you want to keep on letting them through. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and work on making this place a little bit more strategic-like. Alright, so now I've finished with it, and everything inside of it, all the obstacles I want. But before I show you that, I just want to show that I've put a little bit of an ender chest here, and a regular chest, and a bed for you to reset your spawn should it be nighttime whenever you want to do this. I added a little sign that indicates this is the maintenance closet, and here is what the inside looks like. So you got a couple of pillars you can hide behind, a little archway, and you can get on top of here, you can get up here, you can get up here. If you time that right, you can jump and run across. However, whenever you're climbing up here, you can also just do this. It's a lot easier. Anyway, so this is like a balcony for you to take some shots. Of course, you can take some shots of skeletons come out here too. So I had some instructions here. This allows a new batch of skellies to spawn. Looks like they did already. And then you can wait for them to come up. You know, you can kind of see them from here. And whenever you're ready, open the door. And let them track you for a little bit. And then work on navigating. And trying to hit them from all angles and seeing where their pathfinding causes them to look for you versus actually taking a shot at you. And do I have thorns? I do have thorns. That's why he took damage. Or she. Possibly a she. And of course you can... I missed that. Okay, so you can come over here. You can wait for the skeleton to start moving, and you can try to snipe him. Did I just hit myself? I think I just hit myself. Wow. Anyway, so obviously if you want to get some more practice with the bow, you wouldn't want to have such an OP bow as mine, but with Power 4, Infinity 1, Flame 1, or a sword like this. So you might want to dumb down your weapons a bit so you can get some more shots in and get some more maneuvering practice in and underneath stuff, and maybe kind of get up here and get ready to get the drop on them, that kind of stuff. So just some stuff to do. But this is just a nice little arena, just a place for you to hone your skills. This is intended to practice fighting whenever 1.9 comes out with the new battle mechanics, whatever they end up finalized to be. I hope I can find a zombie spawner and make the same thing here, because it would be nice to get some sort of melee practice on than just ranged practice, but it'd also be helpful to get used to different mobs, new pathfinding, different mobs, new AI. So anyway, here it is, people on the CraftTheory server. You want to take a shot at this, think you're cool enough to beat this. What's the light level right here? Light level's good enough, I suppose, because it's only coming from the feet, right? So that'll work. So yeah, the light levels around here should be fine. So yeah, here's a little door. You can close this if you want, if you don't want any skeletons to come up to you, and you can just like try to snipe them from around here and just use this as kind of a lookout area. Just snipe them so they can't path to you. You can do that too. Otherwise you can leave it open, just a little bit narrower space for you to run, so you can practice doing that, anything you want. So yeah, there is something that I have yet to do for this, and that's actually make a proper nether entrance, because while this place definitely does work, it needs some decoration just to make it look good. But I've spent a lot of time working on this. I kind of want to take a little bit of a break, maybe come back to this on another day. But here it is, just in Redline. It's actually near Mr. George's Under Arms Hotel, and next to my base. This is actually in a cave near my place, which is why it's just right there that I found it. So yeah, it's just on the red line. Just come on down over here. At the time of making this, I do not have any kind of a sign over here, so I just gotta not miss it. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna do some decoration of that path, but not in this video. I don't know if I'll actually include it in a video or not. Well, thanks for watching. Ooh.
There were two of them. One blew me right into the other one.
I was hoping to find the magician whom I saw in the magic orb. And since the orb comes from Dead City here, I thought that...